Welcome to Jackie's Craft Table. Hello, everyone. I wanted to publish one last Easter card before it was too late. Easter cards are so much fun to create. I'm playing with this darling stamp set from Lawn Fawn, and it's called Some Bunny. It's an Easter stamp set, but it can really be used all year round, I think, because some of the sentiments refer to friendship and thank yous. I'm calling this card I'm creating today an Easter friendship card. The sentiment I chose for this card says, "Friends are flowers that never fade." I thought that was so cute. I'm stamping up most of the images from this stamp set, and I'm using some extreme black ink, which is Copic friendly, and I'm stamping it onto some Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock. I had to start off with the bunnies first. They are so fun to color in, these cute little chubby bunnies. Just love their little bellies. I had intended these bunnies to be white, and so I was putting down some shadows with my warm gray markers, but I got too heavy-handed with my gray markers and they started turning into brown bunnies, and so I just went with that. So I added more of the warm grays just to deepen the colors, and then I even come in with an E50, and this color just adds a little more richness and warmth to the bunnies. We have a lot of these cute little brown bunnies running around in our backyard. My kids are always trying to catch them. And I'm always trying to keep them out of our garden. They just love our vegetable garden. It amazes me how brown these warm grays turn out. I don't use them as much as my cool grays for some reason. I just like the look of the cool grays better. But in this instance, I'm really loving these warm grays. I thought the bunnies turned out really cute. Now on to the watering can. And I'm using some BGs for this. I just love the BG 11, 13, and 15 combination. I started with the BG 13. For some reason, I always think that that is darker, just because the cap looks darker. But the BG 15 is darker. And so I'm just going back and forth with these markers, trying to make a nice blend and transition. For the little planter box, I'm going to keep that white, and so I'm using my cool grays just to put in some shadows. My garden containers in my backyard are white as well. I have kind of a raised garden, and I really like the look of the white. I colored in the carrots, but I didn't end up using them on the card, but I'll keep them for another project. They were just fun to color in. I have a lot of little elements like this that I keep in an envelope, and I think that sometime I should make a card just using some of these scraps that I keep. It'd be a nice challenge to see if I could do that. You'll see here in a sec that my Y17 leaves a big ring on my mat, so that's going to be a permanent stain there. I tried cleaning it up, but it won't come off. It's all for the sake of art, right? I come back with an R11 to put some little rosy cheeks on my bunnies, and then I'm using a Copic multiliner, a 0.3, just to put some eyes on the bunnies. I want them to look awake. So I'm just adding small little dots to open their eyes. And I like the look of that a lot better. I left my stamps on the door of my mini Misty. I'm going to restamp them just to crisp up the lines. I think this adds a lot. I'm going to use the coordinating dies for this set. And I ordered some of the new purple tape that's really popular right now. I was about to take these down with my usual micropore tape, which I really like, but I thought, I wonder if they've come in the mail yet. So I ran out to the mailbox and it was there. So I was able to use this purple tape on this card. And I really like it. It's not too tacky, and it was just fun to try. I probably will go back to my micropore tape because I do have a lot of that. I must say that I had a very difficult time coming up with a layout for this card for some reason. I do better with larger images. Sometimes it's difficult to come up with a design with small images for me. So I'm going to try and make this into kind of a comic strip. I'm going to use these rectangular die cuts kind of as the comic strips. And I'm just adding some Distress Oxide inks on these little panels. Oh, I have to mention here that this is the first time I've ever cut one of my stamps in half. I decided to be brave and do this. So a momentous occasion for me, but it was just too long and I didn't want to mask it off. So I thought, I'm just going to cut this really long sentiment in half for this card. Before I start putting my card together, I'm going to stamp the sentiment. So my first rectangle is going to say friends, and it'll have the picture of the bunny holding the watering can. My smallest rectangle, and this is going to be in the middle, is going to have the little garden box adhered to it. And it's going to appear as though the bunny is watering the garden. There aren't any flowers yet, but in the bottom strip, the bunny's going to be holding the flowers that grew from his little garden. I'm popping these up with a bit of foam tape as well, just to give it some fun dimension. I did go back and stamp the little water sprinkles and die cut that. And I'm going to just glue that on with a bit of Gina K Designs glue. I just love this glue. So I was looking in my stash for some sequins to go on this card, just to add a little bit of shine. And I found these turquoise ones that would match perfectly with my card base. I had forgotten I had them in my stash, and I don't own a lot of sequins. I mostly use the clear sparkling ones or the clear confetti ones. Those go with just about everything, so I do love them. And it seems like I always end my cards with a Wink of Stella pen on some of the elements, and I'm just putting them on the flowers and the watering can and the little trowel. And then I'm putting a little ground beneath my bunnies, and my image of the garden box. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also click on the bell if you'd like to be notified when I publish a new video. And don't forget to share this video on your favorite social media. I hope you all get the chance to sit down and make something fabulous today. Happy Easter to you all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.